Biggest mistake for 2024. We didn't make any mistakes at the Markets Today newsletter, of course. Our strategy portfolio kicked the lights out. But the reason it did is because we didn't make the mistake that most Australian investors have made in 2024, which is to continue to invest in Australia. It really is a very easy thing to do these days to invest overseas. And when you consider the fall in the Australian dollar, if you bought a US stock at the beginning of last year and the share price didn't go anywhere because of a 7 to 9% drop in the Aussie dollar, it would have gone up in Australian terms. So the big opportunity last year was to invest overseas, and most investors in Australia would have still sat in their usual 20 obvious big stocks in Australia and missed the huge opportunity to take advantage of big tech rallying, the US market as a whole completely outperforming the Australian market. The Australian market is up about 7%. The Nasdaq was up something like 37%. You had that opportunity through exchange traded funds to very easily on your CommSec account buy an exposure to the US, which not only went up because share prices were going up there, but it went up because the Australian currency was going down. And if China doesn't fire sometime soon, the Australian dollar is still going to go nowhere, and we're still going to be at a disadvantage buying things in Australian dollars and buying Australian stocks. So what I would say is the biggest mistake last year was any Australians who are still looking at their navel and looking at Australian stocks need to lift their vision, their gaze to the horizon and realize what the rest of the world is getting on with these days, which is having global exposures through exchange traded funds. And we all now have that facility. It is simple to do, and you need to think outside the square. You need to think outside Australia.